Standard 10th, Subject History, Chapter number 2, Historiography, Indian Tradition. The Orientalists studied the similarities between Sanskrit and some of the European languages. Now see, they have the vision. They are able to understand the connection between Sanskrit language and the European language. They focused more on Vedic tradition, our Vedas, and Sanskrit literature, which was written in Sanskrit. Their studies resulted into formulating the belief of an ancient language that could be the mother of all Indo-European languages. So they found out that Sanskrit is the mother of all Indian and European languages. They were able to understand that. Please mark all this up. The colonial historiography, Orientalist historiography will come to you as short notes for 2 marks. You need to write 4 main points from these. In 1784, Sir William Jones founded Asiatic Society in Kolkata. It opened the doors for research in ancient Indian literature and history. Now, this particular organization or this particular society, which is known as Asiatic Society, was founded in Kolkata to study ancient Indian history. Among the Orientalist scholars, Friedrich Max Muller deserves a special mention. In his opinion, Sanskrit was the most ancient language of the Indo-European languages. When you combine all the languages of India and Europe together, he was of the view that Sanskrit is the most ancient language. He was deeply interested in Sanskrit literature. All the texts that was written in Sanskrit was of interest to him. He first translated the Sanskrit text of Hitopadesh. He was the editor of 50 volumes of the sacred books of the East. He also compiled Rig Veda, which has been published in 6 volumes. He translated Rig Veda in German. See, it is a very big task. When we want to translate one statement, one sentence from one language to the other, it's very easy for him. Yes, it was very easy for him. No, it is very easy for us. Why? Because we go to Google Translate. There was no Google Translate at that time. They needed to have the knowledge and the understanding of the Sanskrit language first. He already had the knowledge and understanding of German language. Then he has to learn the language and the grammar. Then he has to convert each and every word, translate each and every sentence, and then come up with volumes. Lately, Edward Said, a scholar who has re-evaluated the Orientalist writings, has thrown light on imperialistic interests of Orientalist scholars. Imperialistic interests means interests in ruling over the public, interests in the British rule, nationalistic historiography. Now we are coming to nationalistic historiography. The writings of Indian historians who were trained in the British educational system, Indians who were trained in British schools, show an inclination to restore the pride in the ancient glory of India and self-esteem of the Indian readers. Now we have Indian historians who want to write good about India and Indian culture. Their writings are known as nationalistic historiography, which are inclined towards the nationalistic interests, which are inclined towards Indian importance. Nationalistic writings in Maharashtra were inspired by Vishnu Shastri Chiplunkar. He criticized the prejudiced history of ancient India written by British officers. He was able to say that whatever was written by the historians of the British officers was wrong. That is not the correct way of writing history. They were prejudiced. They were more inclined towards writing good about British and condoning the Indian culture. The nationalistic historians tried to seek the golden era of Indian history. They tried to find out and mention in their writings about the golden periods of Indian history. They are at times blamed for ignoring the critical analysis of the historical truth. Now, these particular people who are coming out as patriots, they have been blamed by many people that they are not actually viewing the truth. They are only after writing the good things that happened in India. Mahadev Govind Ranade, Ramakrishna Gopal Bhandarkar, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, Rajendra Lal Mishra, Ramesh Chandra Majumdar, Kashi Prasad Jaiswal, Radha Kumud Mukherjee, Bhagwan Lal Indraji, Vasudev Vishnu Mirashi, and Ananta Sadashiv Altekar are the names of some renowned scholars among the nationalistic historians. You are not required to remember all of these names, but you should be able to write at least 2 or 3 names from these when nationalistic historiography is asked as a short note for 2 marks. Rajwade is well known for his writings in Marathi on various subjects like history, linguistics, that is languages, etymology, that is our ancestral history, grammar, etc. He was of the firm opinion, he was of the firm belief that we should write our own history. Who knows better about us than ourselves? Who knows better about our forefathers than our forefathers themselves? So our parents, grandparents are the best people to tell us about our history. So this particular person, V.K. Rajwade, was of the firm opinion that we should be the writers of our own history. And therefore, he compiled and edited. Edited means removing the unwanted things, keeping only the things which are important. 22 volumes of Marathiancha Itihasachi Sadhane. He wrote very scholarly prefaces to each of the 22 volumes. Preface is a paragraph or an article that you write before the book starts, before the book tells you anything. A preface is like an introduction to the book. So he wrote very powerful prefaces, very scholarly prefaces to each of the 22 volumes. He stated, history is the all-inclusive image of the past societies. See, it's very important here. History is the all-inclusive image. You need to see the whole picture. You cannot concentrate only on one particular thing or one particular event or one particular person. You have to see the society as a whole. So history is the all-inclusive image of the past societies. It does not include only the stories of political images, conspiracies and wars for seizing power. It is not only about political happenings. He insisted that history should be written only using the authentic documentary source which you can prove to be authentic in the form of a document, in the form of a writing. The nationalistic historiography helped in the triggering of the independence movement of the Indian people against the British. See, whenever a historian writes something about history, people read, people talk, people hear, and when they hear, when they understand what India has been going through, they get a fire lit in their heart. When they understood that the Britishers are not ruling India properly, when the British rule is only about degrading India, they started an independence movement. This independence movement was possible only because of nationalistic historiography written by Indian historians. They presented the correct facts in front of the society. In this aspect, the book, The Indian War of Independence, 1857, written by Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, is of great importance. The nationalistic historiography provided a momentum to the writing of regional histories too. Now see, when we write about India, we not only write about the whole India as a country, we also write about the regional things, what happened locally, what happened in that particular place. As a result, the attention of historians was drawn to the geographic conditions and history of South Indian regions.